Hey y'all, I wanted to come with the word of the week. I came a few days ago and I gave you guys two scriptures that the Lord had been giving me because I really felt like He was, prophetically just giving me what was to come. And those two scriptures were Amos 9:13 through 15 and 1 Kings 18:44. And so I've added to it Joshua 1:9 through 17 as well. So I won't read them at length, but I definitely encourage you to do so. I will only look at the parts that are related to what God is saying. Okay. There are four themes that run throughout those three scriptures. And this is the part that I really believe that God is saying. He wants to do something special in this season. It's going to happen very quickly. But there are four things that we have to remember because God is a good father and He never gives us stuff that we're not prepared for. That would be Him being derelict in His duties. And you wouldn't do that as a parent, so neither will God. And for example, you wouldn't give a 5-year-old a car to drive because they're not ready for it. So anything that you want in this season, you need to be prepared for it and you need to prepare for it. And so that's the first thing, is that before we go into the promise, we have to make sure we are prepared for the promise. The second thing is we got to go and get it. We got to prepare for it. And then when God says, okay, now go and take possession, that's what He says, is go and take possession. He's not going to throw it on your lap. You have to actually take the steps needed in order to possess the land. The third theme is to help others, that once you obtain that which He has given you, you need to reach back and help somebody else. Okay? He's not just giving it to you so that you can sit like, high on the hog. He's given it to you so that you can help others with the resources He's given you, with the knowledge, with the position, with the whatever. So you need to make sure that you go back and help others. And then the fourth theme is to perceive. So you want to stay in your lane, right? And this, I think, is most important out of all four of them, is that you know your role and you play it well. A lot of times what we do is we play God to other people. Someone will come to us with something that we know is going to be over our head. It's not something that God has given us to do, but we feel obligated to do it. And God is saying, let me be God. You can help them with whatever it is I've given you to help them with. But outside of that, then you need to bring it to me, or they need to come to me. And so I'm going to give you an example. A lot of times with our kids, we know we are parents of special needs kids. We will be trying to fix these children. If something happens and it's like, I just want to fix them. I just want this to happen. I want that to happen. That's not our portion. Now, it is our portion to provide for them. We're supposed to work or, whatever it is that we do to make money, to make sure that the bills are paid so that they have a nice place to live, to make sure that there's food to eat, to support them to go to their little functions, to make sure they get to therapy, all that. That's great. But when it comes to healing, you're not a healer. When it comes to, even making sure that the people who are working with your child are doing everything with fidelity, a lot of us will work ourselves overtime trying to make sure, are they doing this? Are they doing that? Are they doing? Some of that stuff is a prayer to God for Him to step in and make sure that these people are doing what they're supposed to do. Okay? So we got to do that because we will stress ourselves out. We'll be depressed. We will develop disease, get sick and everything else because we're trying to do something that only God can do. We need to take it to the Father. Okay? So I'm going to show you these things real quick. In Amos 9, verses 13 through 15, this is probably, I'm in the Message, so, I'm probably around verse 14, but it says, they'll rebuild their ruined cities. They'll plant vineyards and drink good wine. They'll work their gardens. So this is showing you that we got to go get it. God is not going to lay it in our laps. He's going to give us the land, but then we got to work the land. 1 Kings 18:44, it says, the second part of that scripture says, prepare your chariot and go down. So they had to prepare, they had to get ready, and then they had to go, right? And then in Joshua 1, this is verse 11, the second part, it says, get your provisions ready. 3 days from now, you will cross the Jordan here to go in and take possession of the land. So they had to get ready. They had to prepare. Then they had to go. And then further down in verse 14, the very end of that into verse 15, it says, you are to help them. Meaning what they were saying was, the wives and the children, they could stay in the land. But all of the fighting men ready for battle, they had to go and help the other families, the other Israelites. You are to help them until the Lord gives them rest. So here again is where it's telling us we got to help people. And then it says, after that, you may go back and occupy your own land, meaning mind your own business and do what you're supposed to do and not what somebody else is supposed to do, either another person or God. So prepare, proceed, promote, and perceive. Get ready, go and take it, help other people, and then stay in your lane. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. And finally, let me end on this. Zechariah 4:6. It says, then he said to me, this is the word of the Lord to Zerubbabel, saying, not by might nor by power, but by my spirit. So just reiterating the fact that there are some things that only God can do. You can't do it, and you shouldn't even want to. Get your rest. Rest. Stay in your lane so that you can rest. Okay? I love y'all. Have an amazing week.